Was able to watch the outtakes of the speech Trump did on January the 7th in regards to the insurrection, attempted insurrection of the Capitol. And he's talking like his outtakes, where he's like, I don't want to say if he broke the law. I don't want to say the election's over with. And it just hit me that the whole time he was in office, people kept saying he'd become presidential and just wait, and he's gonna get there. And he never did. Even now. That you had when he got elected, he lied about people on the National Mall. That there were a lot of people. There were less people there than with Obama. That was a lie. It's a lie. When Trump talked about how he felt that Charlottesville, I think his chief of staff said Robert Lee was a fine man. They said Robert Lee used to put salt into the wounds of his slaves when they'd whip him. Yeah. He talked about how with the pandemic that there were like 4 other car companies were trying to make masks, and they asked him to wear them, and he wouldn't. Sit like a diaper. He over and over and over and over. Trump was not. He never rose to the level of the position. Never. And now watching this with January the 6th, watching him where he's supposed to be like, hey, this is wrong. Your cops got killed, people died, somebody had to get shot trying to run it. And then the fact that we have to even explain the difference between Lauren Boat, the woman that tried to crawl in there and got shot, the difference between her and George Floyd. See what how they compared it to. A man that did what the police said and got kneeled on for 9 minutes. He's comparing that to a woman where I saw the video. They were screaming at her to get back. People bust out the windows. That's when she crawled in, and they shot her. They had their guns pointed at her, and they shot her. We had to explain that to these white people, the difference between those two. That one was someone who's not cooperating, and one who was actively attempting to get who you think was in there. They were still trying to evacuate senators. They were still trying to evacuate the leadership on the Capitol. What if she had a bomb in that bag? What if she had guns in that bag? They didn't know that. What did George Floyd have? He didn't cooperate, so you killed him in broad daylight on Facebook Live, and you want to compare the two? The beauty of all this is people who say this was Antifa and all this. The evidence we have is from the insurrectionists themselves. That's the beauty of this moment, is that if it was the FBI, if it was that, they wouldn't want you to get a hold of that video. The FBI wouldn't have somebody go up into Nancy Pelosi's chambers, take a shit on the desk, and then release the video. They wouldn't be showing guys walking out with the podiums and then the podiums go on eBay for like $33,000. That's not how those kind of things work. That's not how that works at all. These folks had video of them fighting the police. They had video of them cursing the police. These are terrorists. And I just for once, I guess I just realized for the first time that this is what Trump was. That when you had the Rodney King beating, the first George Bush, he stood up, he said this was wrong. Look it up. When David Duke was running to get in the Louisiana legislature, the Klansman, the first that was his party, but the first George Bush, he spoke up against it. That's wrong. We don't need someone like that who's gonna be in politics, who shows you where they are. That's his party, and he still said that's wrong. And it feels weird that you had a president 30 years ago that's like, yeah, Klansmen shouldn't be in office. Active Klansmen probably shouldn't be in government. And you have Trump running with Stephen Miller. You have Trump running with crooks. I mean, I think Bannon went to prison. You got Manafort. Well, Bannon's going to prison. Manafort went to prison. Giuliani lost law license. John Durham lost law license. These are criminals. And it feels weird that 30 years ago, people knew this. People understood that that's wrong. Those are people, you can have those opinions. They shouldn't be in government. There is a line. You have your free speech, but that doesn't mean you should be able to make decisions about society in the future. You know, it just hit me once again that, Trump never rose to the level of the office. Not once. Ever. And well, it was in Lafayette Park where he went out, they gassed the protesters and lied about it. National Guard people and the press was like, yeah, they gave him like a minute. Like, it's like hundreds of people gave him a minute to leave. They gassed everybody and beat everybody, went across the street, gassed the church, beat them. That's what they did. That's not what presidents do. When Nixon went out and talked, he went out and talked to people. He asked them about football. It's just a realization that if you like Trump, you like him for what he can do for you. You like him for his cruelty. But he never brought the country together. And that it's selfishness that you put the economy over any kind of social stability in society.